Ginza. Tonight we're going to go to a Kabuki theater performance, or at least one act of one part of a Kabuki theater performance, which is still like an hour long. Apparently those are like all day here. But now we're going to just walk through Ginza and see what we see. This is upscale shopping. And if you think of me, the one thing I'm sure you all think of is upscale fashion. Except no. But I'm going to start by actually showing you, we're in front of the Tiffany building. It's blue, all right? It's got like a blue covering. It's a tall building. Beautiful glasswork on the outside. I'm sure there's a lot of beautiful buildings here, and I'll try to show you some along the way. And this is the first one. Where am I right now? Out in nature? Nope, I'm still in the Tiffany store. So we've come to Ginza 6, which is, I guess, sort of a major department store in the middle of the Ginza area. And then we came to the top floor, which is actually a rooftop garden. So I am just exploring this with you right now, but looks like we've got an area where people can keep cool with the water. Little fake grass astroturf green area. I'll take you over here so you can see, like, we're actually amid so many tall buildings, which are pretty much all fancy shops. A lot of upscale shopping here. We went into the Tiffany store and got a chance to look at that. But basically, I've heard of most of these brands, but I've never actually shopped at any of them. But you can see some of them from here, and here's the Tiffany store again. Okay, I have come to get another vantage point from the Ginza 6 rooftop garden. So you can see we're up real high, looking down at other stores, but then you can see the hallway of green into this sort of central garden area. A lot of people sitting in here. This is beautiful. This is like the perfect tree right in front of me right here. Can you see this? Gorgeous. And into a central sitting area here. Activity for tonight is a Kabuki theater performance, and we're in front of Kabuki-Za, which is, I guess, the primary place to watch Kabuki theater. And it's divided. Apparently these shows last like almost the entire day, and you can get tickets for separate acts within each part. It's split into 3 parts, into different acts. We got 1 part, 1 act. It'll last like 45 to 50 minutes. But this show will have been going on for quite a while before we get there. I'm not really sure how this works, but trying to give you a little bit of a perspective of what this theater is like. And I don't know what this show is going to be, but we're going to find out. Okay, it was a short act, about 20 minutes of performance. It was sort of dance movement with musicians on stage. Like, I don't know if that was like lutes and drums, and there was somebody singing. And there were people who were shouting, like, sort of like cheering the performers on as it went. And that is apparently completely accepted because nobody dragged them out screaming. Yeah, this was a really interesting, they were heavily made up, heavily costumed. They had props, sort of like big, like thick ribbons. I didn't understand what was being said, but it was sort of like a performance for people who don't have a long attention span. It was 20 minutes, but also it sort of escalated as it went. And yeah, I thought that was really interesting in just the right amount of time. There are people in that theater who are spending basically the entire day in that theater watching all the acts and all the parts. And in fact, there were very few people who were only watching one act, but I was one of them. So that was Kabuki at Kabuki-Za Theater.